Time, panel to panel transitions, comics and sequential art principles and practices from the legendary cartoonist Eisner. Eisner describes time as a dimension integral to sequential art. He describes time combined with other factors such as motion, movement, and sound when used together are given meaning. They are measured with our perception, with relation to each other. Eisner quotes Einstein and his idea of time being relative, then stating that time is illusory and we perceive images visually using it as a measure for time. Time along with visuals are used to convey a story to which a reader can respond to with an emotion, such as surprise, anger, or sadness, just to name a few. Panels are then used to convey such images in sequential order using time to build a storyline. In the first sequence, we see time as a simple action whose result is immediate as it would be in reality. In this sequence, we see two guys where one seems to pull out a knife and is immediately countered by the other with a gun, who then drops dead. In the other, we see timing, a simple action when the result only is extended beyond its actual duration to enhance emotion. In this, we see the same sequence with the same actions, except this time, the guy who got shot in the stomach extends his downfall, creating an emotion or exaggeration. Framing speech. When adding speech, the balloon is commonly used to add sound into the panels. It is used to add narration to images. Balloons are used also like images, in which they have to be in sequence to give off the perspective of time, such as left to right or top to bottom, or it can also be from right to left, top to bottom, as seen in manga. With time, techniques were also established as lettering, such as fonts and boldness of lettering can be used to express emotion of the speech, as Eisner says, as well as the balloon itself, which can be shaped in such a way that adds to the character's tone. In one of my favorite mangas, Black Clover, Asta is shown to be quite noisy throughout the series, and this is achieved through the use of speech balloons in the manga. In the beginning chapters, he is shown to be extremely loud, even more than the following chapters. When he first joined the Black Bulls, he entered into the Black Bulls base, and you could see just how loud he is by all the exclamation points, the font, and the balloons being so exaggerated. Framing time. Combining both images and balloon within panels and sequence is how time is illustrated throughout a comic book. Eisner stated that critically to success of a visual narrative is the ability to convey time. The frames are used in segments of the actions and there is a containment, therefore can be used as time segments where the artist can use them to control the timing and set the pace of a comic. In these images, we are shown someone who's jumping out of a window and he has some evidence who he wants to hide. In this small sequence, the time elapsed is 1 minute while the other guy comes out and finds him. He tries to hide the papers and distract him. This sequence takes longer than the first and is 3 minutes. And in the next sequence, we have a fight scene to where he is trying to protect the papers at all costs, but then gets discovered at the end. In this sequence, the fight takes 7 minutes which is way longer, but seems to be about the same amount of panels as the other ones. Images and text can also be used to tell a story or memory, which can either take any amount of time and be in a matter of hours or seconds. Panels can be used to illustrate how much time passes, as seen in the dynamite and water droplet image. Using images which the readers comprehend, they can establish recognizable timing. In the first image, we see a droplet starting to come out the faucet as the dynamite fuse continues to reach the dynamite. We can see it spark. In the second panel, we see the droplet falls and hits as the dynamite fuse is down to about halfway. In the third panel, we see that a second droplet is about to fall as the fuse is almost out, and in the fourth, we see the droplet fall as the dynamite goes off, which gives time to be about 2 droplets before the fuse reach the dynamite. The end.